Ever found yourself lost in thought about the complexities of crafting a detailed project report for healthcare planning? Let's shed some light on it. A detailed project report, commonly termed as DPR, is not merely an amalgamation of numbers and spreadsheets. It stands as a strategic blueprint that enables entrepreneurs, investors, and financial institutions to fathom the potential of a healthcare venture. This report is a compilation of a business plan, a marketing plan, a strategic plan, and a cash flow projection, each serving a unique purpose. The business plan offers an overview of the venture, while the marketing plan delves deep into the strategies to capture the target market. The strategic plan chalks out the future path, and the cash flow projection illuminates the financial health of the venture. Besides, a DPR also proves instrumental for existing hospitals when they on the verge of expanding their services or incorporating a new service. This is because it gives an in-depth analysis of any potential successes or gaps in the new plan. Why does healthcare planning necessitate a DPR? It aids in identifying voids in services, setting operational standards, planning for expenditures, and forecasting returns on investment. Grasping these components marks the initial step towards drafting a thorough and impactful project report. Once we've grasped the basics, we dive into the specifics, beginning with the identification of needs and establishing services. The first step is to conduct a comprehensive market survey. This allows us to understand the healthcare landscape, including the needs of the population, the gaps in services, and the areas of opportunity. The National Disease Index also plays a crucial role in identifying healthcare needs. It gives us an overview of the prevalent diseases and health conditions within a particular region or country. This information is vital, as it helps us to tailor our services to the most pressing health issues, thereby maximizing the impact of our project. But identifying the needs is only one part of the equation. The next step is establishing services that effectively address these needs. This involves a careful analysis of the location and the level of service required. For instance, an urban area might need more specialized services, while a rural area might require more basic healthcare facilities. Establishing services is not a one-size-fits-all process. It requires a detailed understanding of the local healthcare landscape, the community's specific needs, and the available resources. It's about creating a service that is accessible, affordable, and effective. But it's not just about what services we offer, but also how we deliver them. We need to consider the human resources required, the types of equipment needed, and the physical infrastructure necessary to deliver these services. We also need to account for operational expenses, from utilities to maintenance costs. Moreover, we shouldn't forget about the hidden cost of time. Regulatory approvals can take months, sometimes even years, which can significantly impact the project timeline and budget. With a clear understanding of the needs and services, we can then begin to draw various operating criteria. These criteria will guide us in the planning and implementation of the project, ensuring that we deliver a service that meets the needs of the community, is financially viable, and has a lasting positive impact. Having identified our needs and services, the next step is to outline the operating criteria. This involves a multifaceted approach, as we're dealing with a variety of aspects within our healthcare project. Firstly, we must consider our human resources. Who are the people driving this project? What roles do they play, and what skills do they bring to the table? We must ensure that our team is comprised of the right people, with the right skills, in the right positions. This involves meticulous planning, as the cost of human resources can significantly impact our operational expenses. Next, we need to determine the types of equipment required. This depends largely on the services we plan to offer. For instance, if we're offering advanced surgical procedures, we will require state-of-the-art surgical equipment. This equipment comes with a price tag and is a critical factor when calculating our operational expenses. Physical infrastructure, too, plays a crucial role in our project. The size, location, and design of our facility will affect how efficiently we can deliver our services. A well-designed facility can enhance productivity, improve patient experiences, and ultimately contribute to our bottom line. Now let's talk about operational expenses. These are the day-to-day costs of running our healthcare facility. They include everything from salaries and utilities to maintenance costs and supplies. It's essential to have a clear understanding of these expenses, as they will significantly affect our financial sustainability. However, we must remember that not all costs are visible up front. Time, for instance, is a hidden cost. The time taken for regulatory approvals, staff training, and other preparatory activities can add up and impact our project's timeline and budget. In the healthcare industry, every detail matters, every penny counts, and every minute is precious. So it's vital that we account for all these factors when outlining our operating criteria and expenses. Only then can we ensure that our project is both viable and sustainable. Once we've outlined our operating criteria and expenses, we can then plan our returns. This involves strategic planning and insightful analysis as we strive to balance our investment with our expected returns. But that's a topic for our next scene. Now that we've outlined our operating criteria, it's time to plan for returns and human resources. Returns are not simply a matter of waiting for profits to roll in. Rather, a strategic approach is required. This includes careful market placement and a well-prepared returns by services matrix. A strategic approach to returns takes into account both short-term gains and long-term growth. Turning our attention to human resources, we realize that people are at the heart of the healthcare industry. Therefore, their planning needs to be meticulous. This involves considering both the cost of hiring and the return on investment from a well-trained, efficient workforce. Human resource planning also includes creating contingency plans for staff turnover or unforeseen circumstances. With these elements in mind, we can see that planning for returns and human resources is a complex but essential part of our detailed project report. With our returns and human resources planned, we are now ready to finalize our detailed project report. A detailed healthcare resource project report is more than just an Excel sheet. It requires careful planning and justification. This process, as we've seen, involves identifying the needs of the healthcare market, establishing services based on location and national disease index, and outlining the operating criteria. It's a matter of careful calculation, considering everything from human resources and equipment to infrastructure and operational expenses. Moreover, it's about strategizing for the future, planning for short and long-term investments, and determining the potential returns. Remember, time is a hidden cost, and regulatory approvals are critical. The healthcare industry, with its unique blend of social impact and return investment, calls for a special approach in creating a detailed project report. Anticipate rigorous cross-examination from financial institutions or investors. Your report must withstand scrutiny and demonstrate the potential for success and impact. Remember, a multifaceted, fully justified report is a must for success in healthcare planning. So, are you ready to create your detailed project report?
The mission of Velocity Project Management Limited is to be knowledge partners by providing project management consulting services along with training services. Our vision is to be the leading institution for project management and management consulting services in East and Central Africa within healthcare. 1. Business planning. In planning, we start from the conception/idea of opening a health facility for our client by advising to do the right sizing of the facility, placement of the facility, and business guidance is provided too. 2. Infrastructure development involves engineering services, procurement management, tender management, project management, guidance on negotiation. 3. Equipment design and supply. Medical and non-medical equipment and maintenance are equally important to run a hospital, which needs planning from the beginning of conception. Proper contract management with all suppliers for spares and training of all HR involved. 4. Operations, management, training. Running of the hospital and handholding is taken care of by providing the right HR, business process mapping, HIMS, standard operating procedures, and defining various policies.